What is poppin', everybody, and welcome to episode 268 of the Good Kraken podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ernell Pearson, alongside our baby boy. That's right, it is Good Kraken's very own DJ Simvix. DJ, how are you this fine evening, my good sir?
Dude,
Or morning for you.
Dude, I'm tired. I don't know why, dude. I've been just like I haven't been getting good sleep. I don't know what the reason is. Like I keep waking up, like not sleeping for like the full my full 8.
Mm,
Um,
mm.
and it's weird. Like I mean, it's probably because I've been like starting to work out recently now, so maybe that has something to
No,
do
that's
with
that's
it. But
supposed to help you sleep. You're supposed to get
that's
tuckered
what
out
I'm
and
saying. But like I don't know, dude. Like
I mean, you can mess with
um,
your sleep schedule if you do it too soon before you try to go to sleep, but like that's
yeah,
like
that's
only
fair.
if you're like if
yeah.
you're like
So
going to
like
the
I'm
gym and
going
then
to
trying to go to the
yeah.
bed. Like most people aren't doing that.
I don't know, dude. Like, so like I'm going to the gym and like and like early in the morning, like
Okay.
super early,
Okay.
like from like 7 to 9 usually.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I come home. Well, the reason why I went early last time, like the first time on Friday was because I couldn't sleep. And so I was like, well, it's 6 a.m. The gym opens at 5. Like I might as well just go, right? And I started working out legs, and then my legs were sore for like 2 days, and then I went back on Monday to do core and arms. My whole upper body is sore. Um, but like I also couldn't sleep that night either. So like I also went pretty early, and then like I came home and I took a nap. But like around the time where I usually sleep, I get sleepy. Like I get tired. It's not like I'm not tired and I go to sleep. Like I go to sleep and if it like I wake up, I felt like I just slept for like a year, but I look, it's only been like an hour or two. And when I wake up, I'm up. I can't like I try to go back to sleep. I've been able to do it like once or twice, but uh, I still don't get like enough sleep.
See, the problem that you're having is that you're running on like the classic Roman calendar, right? And the House of Gains does not. That's the issue. So like
Yeah.
if you
I took
reformulate
my
your
withdrawals
calendar,
at like the wrong time, you know.
yeah, right. So it's like you're lifting, you're getting your gains in at 7 in the morning when you should be getting them in at 6. You know what I mean? It's like you gotta slide over just a little bit more and see how it works for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think that.
Okay.
I do not want to be at the gym at 5 in the morning. All right, I don't want to be there. You know,
Why
or
not,
5 or
man? Why
6.
not, man?
I,
It's a good time. The gym's
I want
empty.
my
You know what I
sleep. I
mean?
just want my sleep. I get
Oh,
so
okay.
irritable when I'm tired, like super irritable.
Listen, DJ,
Like
do you want
I
gains or
tolerate
not?
things most days.
You know what I
Huh?
mean? Like, do you want gains or not? Right?
Dude, I'm trying, dude. I can barely lift my arm up.
It's like
I'm so
Tuesdays.
I can barely.
Tuesdays are for
I can't
arms.
even extend my arm out fully without it hurting. Okay,
Uh
fucking.
huh.
I'm like the guy like on SpongeBob, dude. I got fucking glass bones and paper skin, dude. That's what it feels like. Dude, everything hurts.
So dumb.
Well, speaking of never mind. We also have the
So
snack
you're not
king
speaking to any
himself.
fucking thing.
Yeah,
Check yourself.
I want to give you fucking break. The snack king himself, Garrick Bartholomew Eaton. Garrick, how are you in your games?
Dude, I don't go to the gym. Are you kidding me? Did you see my fucking Xbox in review this year? I don't go to the gym, bro. I don't go to the
He
gym,
sure
bro.
don't. He really don't,
My
dude. He really
Xbox in
don't.
review said you sat down and played 889 hours of video games on your Xbox this year. That's just my Xbox, boys.
Yeah.
That's just my Xbox. That's not counting my PlayStation. That's not counting my PC. That's not factoring in probably the countless hours I've spent on. Thank God Snap doesn't count time, because I don't want to know.
Next year they're gonna do it. I swear.
Yeah.
Next year they're gonna do the recap.
Yeah. Your Switch, you include your Switch.
Yeah, dude, my Switch, dude. Like, I be gaming this year. I saw Phil Spencer's and I was just like 918 hours. That motherfucker games a lot, dude. And then I like pulled mine up and I was like, oh shit, I almost game as much as the fucking CEO of Xbox.
So I'm having a fucking. So I held up my arm for a second.
You got a mystery bruise?
I got a bruise here. No, it's not a fucking mystery. I've got a bruise here. I've got a bruise here because fucking Maryland keeps giving me random bites.
Hey man, that sounds like a fucking. Where's the complaint?
Yeah, just don't be tasty, dude. Just
Where's
the complaint?
Because the issue is that it's the girlfriend bite, right? So it's not the like the sexy time bites, fine, whatever. Like tight, that's sick. But the random bites, it's like I'm trying to watch the new season of Kitchen Nightmares. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to watch the new season of Kitchen Nightmares. Can you give me a little? We just ate dinner, babe. You know what I mean? Like I don't need this negativity in my life. I'm kidding. I love it.
You're out.
So Garrick, your Xbox Wrapped was pretty bonkers. Not including the other games. How are you feeling? Like, do you feel like good about video games giving us a Wrapped now? Like, how do you feel about that, dude? Like,
so when I looked at that statistic, the first thing that popped into my head was everybody in my life who's ever been like, that's what you do for fun.
Yeah.
Or like those boomers or like Gen Xers who are just like, I just don't understand video games. And you're just like, that's fine. Like, clearly they don't need you because I'm here for all of them. Like, I played almost 100 games on my Xbox this year, 900 hours.
That's a lot.
That's a fucking lot.
Man.
Definitely a lot.
Guys, dude, that's a fucking lot.
I've played a lot of. So no, nobody can say I'm not. Nobody can ever say I'm. Nobody can be like, Garrick, you're not a gamer. I'm be like, fuck you. I have the Xbox statistic that says I am.
See, like I felt called out with my 180 hours. I can only imagine 700 more to do the bidding against me.
Oh, dude! And then when you scroll down, it adds like what percentage of player you're in, and you're just like top 5% of like all the players on Xbox, and you're like, and you're like, and that's including Phil Spencer, who has 900 plus hours.
Yeah,
so
dude,
yeah. Shane in chat wants to know, how do you check that? You literally just Google Xbox year in review, and it will show up with the link, and then you sign in, and it'll pull up your statistic. It'll have like their total hours of games played, the number of games, your top genres, and then like your top 3 games by amount spent each year. Mine, I forgot to share that, but my top 3 this year was, so my number 1 was Diablo 4 at 135 hours. Number 2 was dude, I still need to go back and play the new season. I like have it installed and ready to go. I just haven't done it yet. Number 2 was Deep Rock Galactic, and honestly, I probably could have put more hours into that, but people aren't wanting to play with me as much as before.
They fell off. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, and then let's see, and third was Hogwarts Legacy. I put like 60 hours in the nose on that one, like when that came out. I had nothing else to play that February, so that just took up all my time.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, man. Well, we are. I don't think we need to dive in too deep on how exposed we are. I didn't even check my Xbox One. I did check my PlayStation because it was there, and I was like, "Fuck it, why not?" Yeah, I was like, "Ooh, that's kind of cool." I didn't even realize that was the thing, and then I saw that people also had an Xbox One. Does Steam have one? DJ?
I don't think so.
I was wondering. They should.
I think they might do it this year, but maybe like towards like the new year. Like you might not do it now. I mean, they always release their like their survey. You know, like what type of system everyone has, because they do always do like a hardware survey every year, but I don't think they haven't done a Wrapped.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't want games to do Wrapped anymore because I don't want them to tell me eventually like how much I spent on microtrans.
Ooh, no. See,
Yeah.
I do. It's not even the microtransactions. I don't want to know how much I spent on games in a year. I don't.
Yeah,
I
dude. Steam will
do
be like,
not.
you spent
I know
blah
how
blah
much I
on games
spend.
this
Jesus Christ.
year.
Hold
No,
on.
I already have like a rough estimate of how much I spent. But I don't. I don't want a hard number, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hold
If
on.
if they
Times.
gave us a hard number, I think microtransactions would not be good anymore. They won't capture viewers or gamers anymore.
Like I know how much I've spent on Snap in the
Because that's
year
how
that I've
that's how
played
they
it.
get you. Like, that's how they weave around like the psychology of like, oh, money into gamer bucks makes it look like it's not as expensive as if you just put the regular MSRP price
Yeah.
tag on it.
So
Uh,
after doing my count, so I have a video game budget of $180 a month that I do.
mhm.
And sometimes I very much go over that. But
Yeah.
but just the bare budget alone puts me at $2,160 in video games a year.
Jesus.
And that
Dude.
is when I'm not breaking that budget line. Which
Do you think we can get a tax
Bro,
write off for?
If
Can we get
that's
a
how
tax write off
much
on
you
games?
spend, I don't want to fucking know because we all fucking know. I'm literally every other fucking day. I'm like, I picked this up. I just got this.
Yeah.
Have this new game I'm trying.
Well, see, that's my thing is that like that gives me 2 full price AAA games and then 1 like indie game to buy for that month. However, I arguably spend almost as much in movies every month. So like,
Oh, dude,
yeah,
you probably spend more on movies. You definitely spend more on movies than me. I do go to the movies pretty often. I didn't go as much this year as I went last year, though.
right, yeah. You
Last year
definitely-
I went a lot.
Right. Yeah, dude. It was like between theater trips and rentals and purchases because I like to buy movies that I really enjoy. It's definitely
I
up
get
there.
that.
Definitely up there. But we're not talking about buying any more stuff because we don't need to expose ourselves any further. Instead, we're talking about Far Cry in space. All that is gold does not glitter. Our 2023 gaming shame and much, much more, because this is the Good Kraken podcast, your choice for all the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you want to hear live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 12 p.m. If you're on this wave, you can head on over to our Discord channel where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive content, and soon have early access to episodes before they go live on before they go live on podcasts and video services across the digital sea. Shit, dude. But even if you emptied your pockets for the latest and greatest in entertainment, that is totally fine. You can watch us record this show live right here at twitch.tv/goodkrakenshow.
I know.
If you have Amazon Prime, you also have Twitch Prime.
Prime Gaming.
Jesus Christ. And we would love for you to give that to us to help keep us pushing content out for all of you that are listening or watching at home. But you can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken with an exclamation mark and leaving
Podcast.
a review there.
Stop.
Oh,
All right, was that too much? Was that a little extra? I'm sorry.
Extra.
Shane said he put
God
his stats
damn,
up.
Shane. Dude, bro,
1,946
hours?
1,946 hours.
Do you sleep?
Dude, I think if I got
he tucks his Xbox into bed with him at night, 100%.
If I got a Wrapped for Steam, oh man, I would literally. Oh man, it would literally be.
My combined stats across all platforms probably look something like this. But now that I've seen it that large on somebody else's, I'm glad mine doesn't look that.
Here's the deal, though. Here's the deal. We need to talk about this. Shane, you are at 1,946 hours for this year so far. So far, there's still another 2 weeks of this goddamn year left. Okay, that's not including other consoles you could potentially have. That's not including
number one game,
mobiles, anything like that. I do want to point out that 1,946. There's 8,760 hours a year. Shane has almost spent, if not more, a quarter of his year playing video games.
Wow. I spent all of my year playing video games. So
25% of his year has gone to video games.
That's a stat. That's a stat.
I think I exceed 2,000 on Steam.
Shane, what was your top played game of the year? Like, what made up the bulk of that nearly 2,000 hours of gaming? I have to know. Warzone.
All right, we're moving on. That's it. We're good. Yeah, we're moving on here. Guys, we have some captain's orders. Our live reaction to the 2023 Game Awards, as well as our latest episode, is that gives you a rundown of the Game Awards in case you don't have time or didn't have time to watch it, are both available now on YouTube. You can go check those out there. Also, just a secondary reminder to you guys, we will not be doing any content between December 24th through to January 1st. We will be returning on January 2nd after our Christmas/New Year vacation is done. We will be back making the good juicy stuff for you guys. And it will be a fucking good time.
Hell yeah. Good time.
DJ, please tell the people at home what the motherfuck we are doing next, my boy.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Mayday, all hands on deck. We got Garrett's got shit to say. He's got things.
That went by so fast. He said it so fast. I was like only half prepared.
You gotta be fast in this industry, man.
DJ is not wrong. DJ is 100% correct. Garrett has spent some time playing some shit this past week. Two things. He's going to give us a little bit of a double decker here. And we've said, Garrett, look, we have a big conversation for our headlining segment tonight. How are you going to do this within a timely manner? Okay. And he said,
because
hey,
you know, Garrett,
trust me, I don't go to the gym, but I do. I do know about time. You know what I'm saying? I know a little something about clocks. You know, that's what he said. He said that verbatim. And I said, all right, cool, man. Well, you got about 30 minutes. So see what you can do. And he said, all right,
Garrett, dude. Put yourself on 2x speed.
2x speed Garrett. Right. So Garrett, firstly, has been playing a game known as Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. Garrett, tell us all about it.
Absolutely. So, like obviously, this is the latest addition to the Avatar franchise. It does kind of exist in the canon of the films, which is kind of awesome. But this is a first-person action adventure game that is made and developed by Ubisoft in their Snowdrop engine, using the developments by the same development team as Division 2. That was kind of like one of my bigger jumping points to play this game. I love that team and that particular engine, so it's why I chose to get into this game. And I'm not disinterested in the world of Avatar. I do think James Cameron's story writing is a touch boring, but I think the universe is very cool, and it's why I chose to buy this game. So this is Far Cry in space. You can't review this game and not make the Far Cry comparisons. It pretty safely uses a lot of like the Far Cry game formula. I will say it does try to present it to the player in a different way than some of the other Far Cry games have done in the past. And I do enjoy the Far Cry games, but I would say that this has probably been my favorite gaming experience with the Far Cry formula that Ubisoft has made.
Okay.
And that's largely been in part to the way the mechanics function in this. In the Far Cry games, you pretty notoriously like there's like hunting and gathering, and you have to manage like there's some light survival ass stuff to it. Like you're not trying to like not starve to death, but you do have to like manage some basic resources that have like some pros and cons for the player. And to kind of counteract that, like the player often has like supernatural ability to sense like animals or track trails or whatever. You're like the best at what you do, even if you're like just some bumpkin from the country, or like some dude who just landed on a fucking island somewhere, or you're literally a caveman. You're the best caveman. Like you're you're always the best at what you seem to be in Far Cry. And that always felt a little weird, but in this context, I feel like it makes the most sense that it's ever made mechanically to gameplay. It makes sense. You are a 10-foot tall blue cat alien monkey humanoid. So your heightened senses and strength and ability to do all these extraordinary things actually finally makes sense to me. And like being able to track the animals, like using your avatar sense, which is essentially just your ability to track that you have in Far Cry games. It just makes sense in the context of the gameplay, and I really, really love that. So story-wise, you are a Na'vi who was taken in by the humans at a very young age and essentially taught to be human more so than Na'vi. And the events of the film take place far away from where your characters are being raised, and that causes the humans to flee and kind of abandon you there at an RDA facility after like a sort of coup takes place where the other Na'vi and the avatars rise up and flush the humans out. It takes place all across Pandora, including where your characters are being raised up. So that happens. Fast forward, you're now brought out of a cryopod, which they used to save your character's life during the coup. And some time has passed. It's now taking place in between the game actually functionally takes place in between the first movie and the second movie. That's where it lives. But it takes place on Pandora's western front, far, far removed from the characters and places and events of the film franchises. So it is but Pandora is a massive moon, and they basically create a continent worth of space using heavy inspiration from the films to craft these beautiful planes. And holy shit, I just need to say out the gate, visually this game is absolutely stunning. Like if we can all agree that James Cameron's Avatar films are beautiful, beautiful works of CGI art. This game lives up to that hype, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I don't know that I have ever seen a game so full of vegetation and not just chugging to death. This Snowdrop, it really, honestly, this was a flex for the Snowdrop engine. It really showed off what this engine was capable of. The game is beautiful. It takes place, like I said, on the western front of Pandora, and you've got your jungle biomes and your upper plains and like these other like floating, like the Hallelujah Mountains type thing from the first film that you as a player can freely traverse throughout the story. And you do that with the ability to like basically monkey climb all over the trees like the Na'vi can do in the film. You get to bond with an Ikron just like Jake Sully did in the film. It's got some customizable options. You get to name it, bond with it. Your character voices that out loud, and like that's how you traverse the game world a lot. The game world is massive. It's massive, and it does so like. The scale of this game is downright fucking wondrous. Like, flabbergastingly wondrous. The humans, to you. Like, you literally, like, are walking up and, like, you're double their height. You're punching them and they insta-die. because you're
Okay.
10 feet tall and an alien with thick bones. Like, and you like on top of that, Pandora's vegetation is on scale on top of you, even more so. Like, it is stories upon stories upon stories of trees, mountains, like hundreds and hundreds of meters in the sky that you can take your Ecron up to and fly around and explore. Like, at any given moment, you can go explore this beautiful, massive world. And it's got little events and arcs and like hidden secrets and things for you to go see and do and interact with. And not all of these things are cluttered all over your map, which I love. It's actually one of the most common Ubisoft tropes that this game avoided. The map is so large, there's literally no icon clutter.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
It's like one of the first Ubisoft games in recent memory that's kind of done that for me. And there's a lot to do in the game, but it's not so packed with content that it doesn't just let you enjoy how beautiful the game is. I don't fast travel in that game much. It's so beautiful. I really just want to get on the mount and fly around. And you can fly through the trees and duck around and interact with all these things. And like, and the vegetation all interacts with you in the way that like it does in the films. Like, if it's got like a poisonous thing, it'll spit at you. Like those little twirly plants will into the ground just like they will in the film. It's got the twirly little lizard guys. Like, it's got everything that you know and are familiar with about Pandora and the Avatar franchise. And it's like all pushed into like this new Western front and on a new story. Now, let's pivot for 1 second. Let's talk about the story. It is just as generic as the other pieces of Avatar content.
Okay.
There's nothing inspirational about
That's what
that.
I was looking for. Okay.
And it's worth talking about. It's voice acted fairly well. And all of the characters do a good job. The humans sound like humans. The Na'vi sound different. They have their accents. They're compelled. They're using the different tonal languages, and they're putting forth an effort in their performances. But the dialogue itself can still fall into that really preachy, cliche, overly tropey sort of like lane that the first film fell into. We're like, we get it. We need to save Pandora. Okay. And like, but like, it comes up in every note and every line of the game, and like, it's just like, it's very like so that Avatar, like, like that message that Avatar is trying to like spread is still kind of it's really permeated throughout the game, but they leaned into that, partly because of the lore and partly because like that's just what the world so forcibly what you're doing. They can't really do anything else with it story wise. And so, like, it feels very one note. Like, it definitely fits into the universe of Avatar. If you enjoy that universe, like its story. The story fits in with it canonically, and it makes for very, very fun gameplay. You're like sabotaging like these RDA like installations, like doing it stealthily, going in, like punching humans out of mech suits and throwing them to the ground, shooting baseball bat-sized arrows into motherfuckers, literally having your Ecron dive onto Scorpion helicopters and cause massive explosions. All of those cinematic combat moments that you saw in the film are present in the combat here and in the gameplay loops. Like that's how they kind of make the story exciting, is they kind of pepper in like those cinematic moments, and it does kind of live up to the film's like hype moments, but the story itself is very one note. Now, I will say, I did want to answer Shane's question real quick. Have you tried the co-op? Yes, Shane, I played actually this game entirely in co-op with my brother, and it has been seamless and a fantastic experience. There are a couple of really stupid choices with the quests. There are some quests that cannot be progressed while in co-op, and I do not understand why. Aside from that, getting on your mount, flying around, like you guys, like it's got everything that you need to have a good co-op experience. You can see your partner on the overworld. You can see your character's mount on the overworld. You can place icons. You can see each other's maps and waypoints on the map, and it makes it so it's very easy to communicate and get what you need to do. Stealth and all the combat feels very balanced in co-op. You already feel kind of overpowered compared to the humans, as long as you're not standing in the open taking bullets anyways. So it just kind of levels that up more so when you're playing co-op. So the co-op experience was great. Just a couple of weird choices with how some of the quest progression works for some of the quests, because all of the campaign and side quests, you can choose, like if you've done them with your co-op partner and then you want to play it on your own game, you can choose to skip those, so you don't have to do everything twice.
Oh.
Thank God.
Nice. Okay.
So it does have that. So I will say that. Now, gameplay-wise, it does have everything that you would expect the Far Cry games to have. Like, it's got, like, the stealth pieces. You're going around, like, it does have random world events, right? Like, NPCs to interact with. They'll give you quests. They'll give you gifts. Random enemy encampments to keep your supplies up and going. And it also has, your hunting and gathering. The hunting and gathering, it's all kind of fairly typical to your Far Cry stuff. Your animals have weak points. You have different hide qualities depending on, whether or not you shot them and they bled out, or if you got them in one sort of deal. But the fruit harvesting is actually one of my favorite things in the game. So they somehow found a way to take the Skyrim lockpick mechanism and apply it to picking fruit. And it's kind of fun. And what I mean by that is literally you literally have to rotate, using the stick to find the appropriate pace to pick the fruit or the stalk or whatever, the mushroom you're picking out of the ground or off the thing. And each sort of plant type has its own sort of sweet spot, and then you pull the trigger. You have to find the sweet spot that's the sweet spot on the lock, and then you unlock it, and then it picks the fruit. And if you don't do it in the right spot, it ruins the quality of the fruit. You can ruin it by not picking it the right way. And so it was just one of those fun little things that I felt didn't do a ton for the game, but it felt really nice in the lore and the context of just who the Na'vi are as characters. They would have this knowledge of the land and and how to do that, and be very gentle and purposeful with their things. And they do still have their ceremonial, you thank the animals for the gifts and stuff. When you slay them and gather their parts, it has everything that you would expect from the game. It's been a really great cohesive experience. I've genuinely enjoyed it. Visually stunning. Gameplay feels good. Combat feels balanced and awesome. The story is a little weak, right? It doesn't feel like it's stand out in any sort of way. But this uses the Far Cry formula so effectively, and it made for such a wonderful experience. I cannot wait to continue playing this in co-op with my brother. Even though the story's not great, we're still feel so compelled with the gameplay that we are going and doing all of the side content that we can find and progressing with the story as soon as we feel the need that we're getting a little behind. It's been awesome. All in all, it's probably sitting at a 7.5, teetering on an 8 for me, depending on how the story ends.
Okay.
Y'all have any questions?
I mean, you covered pretty much everything, and I don't want to take up too much time asking you stuff because you're kind of cutting it pretty close. But I guess the only thing really that I want to know is, does the game sort of utilize... Yeah, you have a whole other game to cover. You've used 20 minutes already. Does the game utilize the PlayStation controller functionality?
A little bit, yes. And some of the side pieces, the bow doesn't have a ton of haptic feedback, and neither do the firearms. It definitely doesn't feel like it took advantage of any of the specific tech on the PlayStation hardware for any one particular reason, one way at all. It's a great game, but it didn't feel like it was developed with any sort of niche mechanics like that at all. Definitely no, it doesn't take advantage of the PlayStation controller.
Okay, DJ, do you have anything?
Nah, Garrick really just went over everything that I was concerned about.
Cool. Good to know. All right. Well, 7-5 to 8, and I'm sure we'll hear from Garrick when he does have that completed finally. So, oh God, excuse me, I'm burping because of my soda. Anyways, Garrick has also been playing a game that him and I have been raving about for quite a bit of time here. That is the one Lord of the Rings: The Return to Moria game. Garrick, how is that one looking for you?
This one has also been kind of a pleasant experience. So I bought this hesitantly, kind of expecting the game to feel similar in quality to what Gollum was. I was like, that was such a bad Lord of the Rings game. This release, I don't want that to be. I don't want to do that to myself. But I saw. So I followed this one really closely, and I decided to give it a shot. And holy shit, I'm so glad I gave it a shot. So you play a dwarf in the company of Gimli, and you have returned. You have been summoned by Gimli to return to Moria, and you go to reclaim it. So you guys basically show up at the front gate. Some mischief happens, and you end up falling through a hole down into the depths. And you now have to, your primary goal above all is to get back to your company of dwarves so you can, continue to reclaim Moria. So this game it's solo to co-op. You can play it online, offline, up from 1 to 8 players.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and so you can have a fairly large party, and so you fall into Moria, and the best way I can describe what the gameplay loop in my experience is a more linear version of Valheim with sort of a Lord of the Rings skin on it. And you can kind of take that how you would like to, for better or worse. So the combat definitely kind of falls into that very simplistic Valheim sort of style. You are like you've got your armor and your weapons. Your shields are very important in this game. And you're fighting your orcs and your goblins and your trolls and other like things that you'll find down in the mines. And when I say it's more linear than Valheim, it's because it's their dwarven halls. It's a catacomb-like setup. It's not going to be a big sprawling open world. You've got like chunks of map that you're going to traverse through, and it's very, very vertical. That's where this map really it's very diverse in its verticality, and so it offers a lot in a very small space. And which is perfect for a dwarf, right? And you are you're going through the halls, and you're like walking through the halls of Moria and the mines and all these different biomes, and they do a good job like kind of diversifying like these different areas, and you're exploring the mines, and this game focuses way more on exploration than it does base building. Because these are the ruined mines of Moria. And so your bases are actually revitalized camps or broken down buildings that you found on your travels. So as you're exploring the mines, you might come across an old inn that has a hearth that's in it. You can now repair this hearth and turn it into your dwarven camp or an outpost to make for yourself to kind of like set up camp for the night. And it does utilize a day-night cycle that is very, very important to the game. And they emphasize that you are going to be exploring the long dark of Moria. They use that line specifically, and I love it. So it starts at first light, and you've got your dawn cycle, but when night comes, it's just straight up called the dark. And, and that's when the orcs and the goblins and things are more active, and your exploration becomes much, much more dangerous. You are doing all of the survival things that you need to do. You're managing your temperature because the mines get cold at night, your hunger, your sleep, which affects your energy and your ability to mine, all while you're exploring these mines, finding minerals, and trying to find your way back to your fellow dwarves and survive the goblins and other denizens that have made their homes down in the depths. Now, this is the Mines of Moria are a super gloomy place. So it's got a lot of fun mechanics to kind of like emphasize a morale mechanic that is focused in the game, because it is a very dark, lonely experience when you're playing solo. So things like
imagine.
there is a specific mechanic to your light level, and the dark itself can actually kill you if you spend too much time in it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so you don't want to stay in the dark. And but you've got things that boost your morale, like being able to find old drafts of beer and leftover ins in the mine, and being able to tap the last of the keg, and doing a dance with your fellow dwarves and singing a song. Or when when you're mining a mineral deposit, sometimes inspiration will strike, and your dwarf will start singing a mining shanty, and it's probably one of my favorite parts of the game. And it all does this in awesome context of the lore. Like the dwarves will sing like common songs and poems that fans of the films and books will be familiar with. Like one of the mining songs is all that is gold. Like that's all that is gold is not glitter, and not all those who wander are lost. Like that's one of the mining shanties. They will also sing the poem of King Under the Mountain, and they will sing my personal favorite, Misty Mountain Cold. They will sing that first verse, and the more dwarves you have in your party, they will sing and kind of join in with your mining song when you're mining together, and they're all singing in a different voices and different octaves, and it's a little imperfect, and it sounds like this big boisterous thing. But you got to be careful though, because that singing can cause it creates sound in the mines, and we know how the mines echo, don't we?
We sure do.
We sure do, because so your sound level is also important. Sometimes you don't want to strike up that inspiration and sing that song because you might be mining near a camp of goblins or orcs, or you might have stumbled onto an orc town that has been set up nearby, or maybe there's a bear den or a troll cave or any other number of threats that could be looming in the caves. So you're focused on all these mechanics, all slapped together like in this very Valheim sort of way, and sort of a very cartoony representation of Lord of the Rings. It does sort of a fun mix of the Peter Jackson art style and representation for the dwarves and the monsters, and also some of the more weird, a little bit goofy looking designs that you might have been more familiar with if you watched the 70s cartoons of The Hobbit. So it kind of tries to blend those in its own fun way, using Unreal Engine, and the game runs really smoothly and seamlessly. I've gotten to play this solo and with one other friend. I haven't gotten to play it with a larger group. But exploring feels awesome. You've got all of your things that you want to do. Like you've got every functional facet that you need to have, and you're in a good survival game is here in the Lord of the Rings world. And this is the first time we've ever really gotten to explore Moria in this depths. Like, as a Lord of the Rings fan, this game is a treat. It does such good and fun things with the lore, and you can really tell that this game was crafted by people who actually like Tolkien's work, and that this was, thank God, not a cash grab. Thank God. So I've really, really, really loved this experience. I cannot wait to continue it. To answer your question, Shane, right now it is only on PC via the Epic Game Store and PlayStation 5. It is launching on Xbox, and they are planning on trying to implement crossplay within the 1-year anniversary of the game's release. Right now, I don't know if they have any future content updates. I'm by no means anywhere near finishing the game, but I have gotten to experience several of the biomes, and gotten to myself to the next major traversal point, to where I go down to the scary parts of Moria, the lower depths where all the scary shit lives. But honestly, it's, as a Lord of the Rings fan, as a survival game fan, it's it needs some more polish, and it's missing a couple of like quality of life things and things where I'm just like, guys, this needs to be in every survival game. Like, come on, let me split my stacks. I don't need to do it one at a time or all stack. Like, let me split my stacks, guys. Like, that's silly. That's a silly mechanic not to have in a survival game. It does need a little bit of polish, but they've already expressed that they are actively watching community feedback. They've already adjusted some things based off of community feedback to improve the overall player experience. And I, for one, cannot wait to continue playing this game. I cannot wait till the Xbox release. I really, really hope that when crossplay comes, you guys will all play this game with me. I fucking love this game.
All right. Well, fuck yeah, man. I suppose I don't really have a whole lot to ask either. It sounds like it's pretty cut and dry as far as it being a Valheim.
It's a survival game. It's a Valheim-esque survival game.
Lord of the Rings on it. Yeah. I suppose so. You mentioned that you played it solo and you've played it with how many people max have you played it with?
I've just played it with one other person, so just two so far.
Okay. So when you're playing solo, are you just 100% solo, or are there AI dwarves that you're running into in the process?
100% solo. So if you're not with if you're not with like an actual party of individuals like that you've gathered, and they don't have like open servers right now, like so you have to actually send invites to your world seed, that like you're completely on your own. It actually hasn't been a bad experience at all solo. The mines are a little spooky, but you can very much explore at your own pace. And as long as you just light your way with some torches, like it's still very, very fun to explore the verticality and the ruins of the mines. And like there's like wizard glyphs and magical artifacts and things of dwarves past that we may be familiar with, like the descendants of Thorin and the Oakenshield's company that like returned to the mines and all these other characters, and like fun little lore journals and snippets that like exist now in this fourth age canon. By the way, this is the only game to ever canonically exist in Lord of the Rings fourth age. They're strongly toting that. It's like as like part of their new thing. It's been great. Like I definitely like don't be intimidated by the solo experience. Like this is one of the few survival games I've played solo and not felt like I was completely against the odds and could not progress. I felt like I was able to play the game and keep moving as long as I just, like gathered my resources and prepared.
It's interesting that this game's in the fourth age. As a Lord of the Rings buff, that's a very interesting choice. DJ, did you have any questions yourself?
No. I'm Gary's been pretty thorough and quick. It's been quick as well, quick and thorough. Yeah, I don't. It looks interesting. I'm thinking of off your review, I might pick it up to play. It seems like something that'd be up my alley.
I think I really, really like the gameplay loop. Like it does similar things for me that like Deep Rock Galactic does, but with the mining and all that. But like it like being able to do like the drinking songs with your group and like the mining shantings and all that, like it really makes for a awesome co-op experience. I also honestly believe that like dwarves are a slept on fantasy race, and like specifically in Lord of the Rings. Like, because Lord of the Rings dwarves are actually really fucking dope and like wondrous magical like fantasy creatures, but the elves just really got the limelight in the Lord of the Rings story.
Yeah.
And the Hobbit was never even the book was never painted as a dwarven story. It's a children's book. And like it didn't get like that dwarven tailed heavy twist until the Peter Jackson adaptations. And so like getting to play as a dwarf and finally get them to see them have some love in like the Tolkien universe and like get a little bit of fun. It's been awesome.
All right, man. Well, it's good to hear from it. I am definitely interested. As we're going to be talking about here in a bit, I don't necessarily know how soon I'll be able to play it, but as a matter of fact, let's kind of get there. DJ, tell the people at home what we're getting into next, my friend.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, protect your fucking neck because we're going to the gallows.
Boys, tonight for our headlining segment in the Gallows, we are talking about our 2023 backlogs. So there is a slew of games that have come out in the year of our Lord 2023. And we have not gotten a chance to play all of them.
Yep.
Too many, far too many games that we want to play that we have not been able to get our hands on every single one, unfortunately. But what we have done, at least what I have done, I don't know if I can't speak for you guys here. I've compiled a list of all the games that I have on my backlog as of this year. And I've actually organized it between games that I have started and need to finish and games that I have yet to play at all that I really, really, really want to.
Do you own these games?
No. The ones I have started and have not finished, I do. But there are ones.
If I don't know the game personally, I don't count that on.
You don't count it as backlog. Yeah, no, for sure. And I had to kind of like do some like compartmentalizing on it because there are some games that I did buy. I suppose there are some that are on my what I call my fire up list, which are the ones that I haven't fired up yet.
Like your copy of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
Anyways.
man. Yeah. I do have some on that list that I have purchased that I haven't even fucking started at all yet. Like, it's there. It is available for me to download, but I have not yet done that.
That's crazy that you do. That's crazy to me that you can even do that. Like, if I buy a game, it's instantly getting downloaded, and me playing it's like the next thing I'm doing.
It just every time there's a game that I'm like, oh fuck, like I want to play that. There's also some other game that I want to play, or there's also some other movie that I need to watch, or there's some shit with the podcast that I have to fucking do, or like there's something with my daughter going on that I have to fucking take care of. Like there's always fucking something around, you know what I mean, around the fucking corner. Unfortunately, and Jag, fuck off, man. I instantly thought I was copying Guardians of the Galaxy. I hate everything. So you boys obviously have your backlogs compiled down to the games that you've started and haven't quite finished yet. Or you've, like I said, purchased and maybe didn't start. But it sounds like Garrick doesn't do that, so he might not have that list. So
I definitely don't do that.
So do you guys have an idea of how many you might have?
From just this year, right? Just games
Just
working
2023 that you have not finished yet.
I can think 3 to 4.
3 to 4.
Me.
Garrick, what are you thinking?
I got like 6 or 7, I think.
Fuck. Yeah, I got 7. Okay, let's do DJ. Can you think of 5?
I can try. Like, there's games that
He's like, no, man,
I've
finish my
actually-
games. Get on the level.
I know, right?
I've been good about my games this year. Like, I've been playing them, and then most of the games that are on my list are games that I have not got to play. Because I mostly like finish my games. There's like one game that I did not finish at all, but that's because I didn't have the desire to, and I don't really want to finish it.
Okay, fair enough. Well, okay, so Garrick, do you have yours listed out?
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I always have a.
Nice. I love you.
So I just have a backlog list.
So what we'll do is 3 each, our top 3 of our backlogs that we absolutely feel like that we will fucking get back to, or want to really bad. Garrick and I will do our honorable mentions. Let's say that. Okay. So Garrick, if you want to list off your honorable mentions without your top 3, what do you have?
So my honorable mentions are I really need to get around to Salt and Sacrifice and Cassette Beasts. I've started both of them, got very early into both of them, liked what I was doing, but I think they both games just got overshadowed by some other release, and I put them down and just never came back. I liked them both enough to return and just having it.
Okay. All right, so I have Phantom Liberty. I've yet to finish that. I still need to finish it.
Me too.
And then let's see here. I'm not going to count that one. Redfall.
Redfall, dude. I still kind of want to finish it.
I kind of like. Listen, this might be a hot take, guys.
Just a little bit, just a little bit, bro.
This might be a hot take for you guys at home, but I kind of want to finish that game. Like I feel after the last time me and Garrett played. Dude.
I'm with you, buddy. I'm just letting it. Like I'm of the opinion right now that like keep putting the updates out, fellas. Every time you drop one, I'll reinstall it, see what you cooked up. If it's not baked to the doneness that I want, I'm gonna let you guys put that back in the oven, and I'll come back. I'm ready. I'm ready to finish the game. I needed to check the box.
Man, for real, dude. Like I do feel like because I think about that game a lot. To be honest with you, like I kind of think about that game a lot.
Me too, in weird sort of ways. I'm kind of glad that you mentioned that. It's actually on my backlog.
I'm glad I'm not alone.
Yeah,
And then,
not one I was gonna bring up tonight, but I'm glad that you did.
Lastly, for my honorable mentions, will be again might be a hot take for some people, but Forspoken.
I have that on my to buy list, bro. I'm gonna give it a go on my own.
So I played 2 hours of Forspoken and said, "Fuck this, I'm out." Because there's a lot.
You basically streamed it.
Yeah, I streamed it. I played maybe an additional like 45 minutes of it, and I was like, God, this has so many like little problems that I can't get into. Mostly like you can't move when the dude is talking to you. Shit like that is just unforgivable to me.
What if they patch that out?
I hope they fucking do. I hope they did. I hope they've done that by now because nobody was fucking happy about that. But like I can see because of the boss fight that I did in that night when I streamed that game, I can see a cool game there. I can see a fucking cool game there. And I'm holding out hope that it still could potentially be something for me. So now DJ, you said you could think of 3, maybe 4. What is the one honorable mentions one you think you might have?
I've thought of a few more. So
Okay,
my two honorable mentions, probably Remnant 2 and Lies of P.
Okay.
Ooh.
Like because like I dipped my toes into Remnant 2, and I'm interested. Lies of P, I enjoy Souls games, especially after playing Elden Ring. So I want to give that a shot whenever I can.
I haven't played that.
There's
one
other
yet
games
at
that I
all.
want to get to first.
Yeah. Can I
It is
get
on my list though.
Can I give you guys my fire up list? Can I just throw it down really quick? Can I just throw it down?
Dude, yeah, please. I actually am really curious as a motherfucker because I've literally met anybody who buys games and hasn't booted them up even one time. You're the only. So please enlighten us as to what this list is.
So obviously some of these are games that are available for download via Game Pass, so I still count them.
Of course.
Because I'm like my eyes on you.
That's an own, right? Yeah. It's on the list. I understand that. Respect.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say I haven't quite purchased Return to Moria, but I am planning on it. Avatar. We talked about that tonight. So starting from the top, Sea of Stars. I have to play that fucking game. I gotta play that game.
Dude, I haven't played that one either.
Octopath Traveler 2. Chia. I need to play that fucking game. How the fuck I haven't played that game yet is a goddamn sin. Bramble the Mountain King.
Dude.
Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Yeah, bro. You gotta play that shit.
Yeah, I need to play that game. Planet of Lana.
And all of these games you've listed are also games I have wanted to play and have not played.
Yeah, 100%. Immortals of Avium.
Dude, I want to try have some interest in that too.
I want to play
That's
that
gonna
fucking
be coming to Game Pass though. I'm just waiting. I can feel it. I can feel it.
Yeah. I already pulled the trigger on it, and I just haven't. You know what I mean?
You own it, bro.
Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon. Need to play that. Lies of P on this list. Payday 3. I really don't think Payday 3 is gonna happen. Assassin's Creed Mirage. I have that fucking game, and I've yet to fucking play it.
Really, that's
dude,
crazy.
yeah,
That's
that's
actually
crazy.
nuts that you don't.
Yeah.
You damn haven't even touched it.
Lords of the Fallen. I bought that $36. It was on sale.
Dude, come on, the
Dude,
new one.
man, this is the worst. Hearing this is the worst thing I've heard. All year.
Dude, that's like that was like one of the games of the year, bro.
Ghost Runner 2. I need to play that.
Oh my
I got nominated.
God.
I got nominated like
It did.
once or
It
twice.
did. The Last Faith. I bought that fucking game. It looks cool as shit. It looks cool as
Yeah,
shit.
it
I haven't
does.
played it. And then lastly, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3.
Why is that on your list, man?
I hate
Why
that
is
you
that on
own
your
that.
list?
I hate that you own that.
Me too.
Why is that
You know
on
what I
your
mean?
list?
You know what I mean? I fucking hate that
You
too.
know, if you haven't played it yet, you can refund it. That's all I'm saying.
I know. It's just I know that I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna like fuck. I want to play that campaign because I haven't played the campaign yet, and I told myself,
You're gonna.
I told myself I'd play the campaigns. You know what I mean? Like,
It's the worst campaign in the entire series.
I fucking know, DJ. I know.
Seconds of
God
it.
damn it.
It's the worst. You will get no fulfillment. You're gonna feel so empty inside
I know.
after you beat that game. You're gonna be like, "Why the fuck did I spend $70 on this campaign?"
See, Shane.
Like as a campaign guy, because I know you love the campaign. I love the campaigns too. I think just watching the gameplay made me fall asleep.
Yeah.
It made me fall asleep.
Yeah.
I can put it up right. I'll get my full 8 hours if I pull up a playthrough of fucking Modern Warfare 3 campaign.
Shane, I don't play single player. Well, see, that's funny because I don't play the multiplayer. Oh shit. God damn.
Dude, which is like,
Sorry about that. I'm fucking things up. Yeah, I fucking hate Call of Duty multiplayer. I fucking hate it. I'd rather play Battlefield, the new one, 2042. I'd rather play that.
I like Battlefield's multiplayer.
Battlefield,
better than
it's gotten better.
Duty, but that's
Fucking can't stand Call of Duty multiplayer. It's just so not my fucking thing. Like in any way, shape, or form. Fucking hate that stuff. Anyways, let's talk about our official top threes. Our backlogs that we absolutely are going to commit to finishing. DJ, let's start with you, my friend. Your number 3 backlog game.
I really want to give Resident Evil 4 Remake a real shake. I want to give that a real shake.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. It's good. I mean, like as far as a remake is concerned, I think that one is.
I've
worth
never played the
playing.
original one, so like
Right,
be
because you weren't born yet.
my
That's
first
right.
foray into that. I played 5 and 6, but I haven't played 4.
Sorry, I was being a bitch, DJ. Yeah, dude, you should play that. Because the remake does stay true to the original, like a lot. It does really stay true.
I wouldn't say it should be nominated for Game of the Year. That's
no,
not,
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I
And,
don't think
in the year that we had all those games.
I think it looks like a good game. It looks like a great
Yeah,
game.
man. I know. Garrick, you're number 3, my friend.
Dude, Remnant 2. I fucking loved the first one. I love this one actually. I genuinely love Remnant 2. But I just the lack of crossplay kind of bummed me out in a big way strictly because I played the first one with a very, very close group of friends, and we weren't able to replicate that experience originally. We can now via Game Pass, thank God, but it's also been a few months, so the fire's kind of died. We'll circle back to it, and I definitely know I'm going to finish the game. They're already planning on making more content. They've just done like a new content patch. But yeah, dude, Remnant 2, man, I fucking love that game. It's everything you can want in a sequel, and I just haven't finished that shit.
Yeah,
I'm over halfway, I think, even.
Yeah, I believe that. It didn't make my list. Obviously, I didn't mention Remnant. There's just something about it that didn't grab me, and I wish it did. And maybe it was the we didn't have extra someone to play with us, Garrick. But there was something about it that didn't keep me there. I wanted to, so bad because it has so much cool shit that game fucking does. But unfortunately, yeah, I don't know if I'll ever feel up to traveling back to that one. I'm not
Give it
entirely
another
sure.
shake.
Yeah,
Shane
yeah.
Shane says just beat the first boss. I'm currently playing it. No, correction, Shane. You beat a first boss.
A first boss. Yep. Yeah, one of them. Because me
One
and
of the
Garrick
ones
also
that
beat
other
a first boss, and it was
a
very
first
different.
boss, and it was they were different.
Yep.
Because yep. So yeah, that's my number 3.
There you go. All right, man. Well, my number 3 for my backlog of this year is gonna be Dredge.
It's a fucking travesty you haven't finished that game.
To fucking finish Dredge. I know. It just Garrick, I am not a Switch guy. I'm not a Switch guy. I have a Switch. I like Switch.
Wait, why did you get it on the Switch, nerd?
Because to me it made more sense. Like it's the perfect mobile game. Like it's the perfect
It really
handheld
is
game.
the perfect Switch game, but I straight up played that shit on my Xbox.
No,
dude. Yeah.
Well, and see, my thing is that I'm far enough in it now that I don't want to move to a different console because I'm gonna start the whole fucking game over again, and I don't want to do that.
Dude,
I'm arguably more than halfway through the game.
Just came out and I haven't finished it yet. I'm ashamed of myself.
I'm ashamed of you. You know what I'm saying? I will finish Dredge.
Finish that game.
And when I fucking finish it, Garrick, you'll be the first person to know. I promise you.
You better, dude, because you gotta know because like you're the twist.
I know, man. I know, and I'm already like at a point where I'm like running into like shit that I'm kind of like, what the fuck, dude? Like the Lovecraft is heavy in those games, and I love that.
Yeah, dude, and it's done so tastefully.
Yeah, I know. I'll let you know. I will let you know. DJ,
do it.
You're number 2 of your 2023 backlog.
It's also going to Dredge, dude. I want to play it so bad.
Yeah, you need to play.
I want to experience that.
Yeah.
We have another games conversation coming up, and this game is really high on the list. I'm just gonna say.
Also, I do want to mention Steam does do a year in review. I just looked at this is still from 2022.
Oh, shit. They do a wrap.
So I don't know when they're gonna do 2023 yet, but I know they do it for.
Hell yeah! You'll have to let us know when they do it.
Yeah. Also, I also forgot that I played Hogwarts Legacy this year. I did not finish that game. I don't plan on finishing it because that shit is. Yeah. They gave me a headache.
Yeah,
it was cool for like
fair.
a good bit, but it gave me a headache.
That's fair. Wasn't for everybody. Fuck turfs. So you also want to play Dredge.
Yeah.
Have you played it at all yet, DJ?
No.
Have you started it?
Oh, no,
man. Damn, dude.
Yeah, it's one of those.
It's
one of those because like
game,
I'm not a big I've never been a big indie guy, so like I haven't like touched like whenever I see games, like I still have Before Your Eyes in my Steam library, downloaded it and installed, and I have not opened it.
Fucking what? Fucking what? Oh my god, that is a 2-hour commitment.
You can do that shit.
You can do it right now. You can do it right now.
Before Your Eyes. Disco Elysium, I have not even opened. It's installed. I haven't even opened.
Yeah, that's a bit of a commitment, but it's a great game.
I also have not finished Disco Elysium, but
that doesn't shock me.
Yeah, I haven't finished it.
That's what I'm saying. Like it like for indie games, like I'm like or no when it comes to indie games. Like when I I buy it because I hear it's good. But like all the mainstream AAA games capture my attention.
That's wild.
Like, I need to play it, and then, like
there was a game that like made me a believer that like I too was like you, DJ, and like I would buy something off of like just a good recommendation, and then I wouldn't play it. But dude, there was an indie game so I played it in 2018. It's called Firewatch. And that shit literally changed my opinion on indie games forever.
Yeah.
Like forever.
I love indie games. Like I like Inscription. I played Inscription. That shit I need to beat that. But I played Inscription. That was super fun. I love fucking
Inscription is
Hades.
such a
I love
niche indie game, dude. That's
but
crazy, bro.
but Hades, like Hades too. Like I've played Hades. I haven't finished Hades. I got pretty far, but I didn't finish Hades and then it got booted off Game Pass, so I haven't been able to come back to it.
DJ,
I
how dare you not play before your
I played
eyes?
Road 96. I think that's what it's called, Road 96.
Yeah,
That
Road
one's a
96,
good one.
yeah.
I love that game. I finished that one. For sure finished that one. Um Yeah, dude, I don't know. I enjoy indie games. I just like it's like I have to it feel I don't know why it feels like such a big commitment. Like for me, like
It's
subconsciously
literally the
to
opposite.
sit down
It's
and play it.
literally the
Like
opposite.
I know, but it's like I don't know, man. It just feels like for me, it feels like a little weird. It's not like it's not supposed to be, but like I don't know. It's like
It's not safe. It's not the safe
I
blockbuster
bought The Last of Us
AAA,
Part One. I played like an hour of it, and then I put it down, and I'm like, this game is. I
Okay, but you also can't really do like horror all that much. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but like
Oh, dude,
I mean,
Dredge be
I'm
spooky
okay
too.
with horror. I know, I'm okay. Like Inscription, dude, it's fucking creepy. I
Inscription's
played
creepy.
through that.
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah,
little surprised
creepy
you
as
played through
fuck,
that.
especially with sound. Like just thinking about it makes me want to like fucking like crawl up a wall. But like I don't know, dude. It's some things with games like if it doesn't capture me, like it's the zoomer, like fucking TikTok, like just fucking short intense man. Like if it doesn't grip me, like if it doesn't like emotionally invest me in the first like 2 to 3 hours, I'm not there. I'm not there anymore. Like Last of Us Part One, like I'm like, yeah, I've seen the show already. I kind of get what's gonna happen. So
Then
like
fucking jump to
I don't
part two,
care.
dog. Jump to part two. You know what I'm saying?
I put both of those on my
But
Christmas list. Boys.
Part Two is not on Steam yet. It's not on Steam yet. I literally have Marvel Spider-Man and Miles Morales. I still haven't booted those up. I still have not done it.
Yeah. Fuck me, man.
That's
Fuck, man.
I played a
DJ.
little bit of Guardians of the Galaxy and then I uninstalled it.
Dude,
See,
the
I'm not
story
alone,
is
dude. I'm not
so
alone, dude.
good.
Oh man.
It's
Oh man.
such a good story.
I don't know. I dislike the color, not like the control scheme, and it just didn't feel satisfying for me, and so I put it down.
The
like-
combat
I mean-
was its shortest was like its biggest fault. It was
He's
a
like,
little
"Fuck,
too
I
beat.
can't."
It was very beat.
It feels stiff, and I did not like it feeling.
Yeah,
stiff.
I can't
and-
click heads on this, bro. What the fuck is this? Like,
No, I mean, I'm fine
God,
with
it
like
was
the
such a
fucking,
good game.
you know.
yeah, I know.
But continue.
It's
Let's
okay.
continue the list.
Dude,
Yeah.
play before your eyes.
I
Garrick,
know. I want.
you're gonna cry. You're gonna cry a lot. Garrick, you're number 2 for 2023 backlog.
Dude, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I haven't finished that shit.
Mm,
Mm.
I know.
Yeah, even-
I'm honestly a
even-
little surprised.
Even more so, I'm pretty sure I'm at the fucking end, according to Devin. Like I updated him. I was just like, "This is where I'm at," and he was just like, "You're literally at the end of the game." And I was
Fucking
like,
beat
"Oh."
it, man.
And
Fucking beat it.
I still haven't finished it, but you know what? I loved Fallen Order, and this was a great game, but I don't understand how they ended up going so technically backwards, because like Fallen Order ran perfect. It looked amazing, and like yeah, sure, like it's Survivor's like a little better looking overall, but there was no excuse for the way that shit ran at launch, and I ran into a couple of bugs that really left a sour taste in my mouth with that game, and I fucking haven't finished it because of that. I know it's canon to Star Wars. I know the story's fucking great. I know they're doing another one. I know I want to finish it. I just haven't done it yet because those initial technical issues really pissed me off.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I don't necessarily blame for that. I have a very similar ordeal with my second. My second is Diablo 4. I so badly want to finish that game, at least get through the core story. But
Best
I
Diablo
don't-
campaign.
I don't know if I trust that game right now. You know what I mean? Because what they did with the updates when the game first rolled out, the way things have been with its microtransactions, like there's so many things about the game
Fuck Blizzard.
that turn me off, that I'm not getting my same joyous experience out of it that I did with Diablo 3. And that bothers me. That bothers me to
Yeah.
no fucking end, but I want to finish it.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I haven't come back for like the late. I completely skipped season 1. I saw
Same.
their balance changes and said, "Fuck that." Now I felt like they made a lot of good positive changes with the start of season 2, so I reinstalled and I activated my free battle pass that I had been saving. This one also had a vampire theme fuck.
Right,
they got
right,
me.
yeah.
But like no, it is in a much better place than where it was than season 1, but it still doesn't feel quite as good as it did at launch.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
And
no,
that's
100%.
the stupid
right,
part.
right. Because at launch, it was dope. It was fucking dope. It was a good time playing with you boys, jumping in. The stories up to the point where we stopped was super fucking sick. It didn't feel right to me to go in and have to worry about my character not feeling the same way, or like not knowing that like how I'm going to put my build together, because everything fucking changed like immediately. It was so soon after release. And so when you talk about like, you know, you're wanting to finish Jedi Survivor, I get where you're coming from, because like anything like that, a quality of life ordeal, a trust problem there, can be any little thing that can turn you off from wanting to finish that game, no matter how deep into the fucking game you are. You know what I mean? Like eventually you just gotta see, fuck, dude, like I can't fucking do this right now because this is maddening. I do not blame
I'm
you.
not having fun.
Yeah, man. I know. DJ, let's swing it back to you, my friend. Your number one 2023 backlog game. What is it?
It's controversial. But the day before, man.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Servers are still
Can't
on,
play
man. The
this
servers
anymore,
are still
dude.
on,
What
dude.
the heck, man? I wanted
Crazy, dude.
no, but
Even.
but my real number one is Sea of Stars, man. That game looks like right up my alley.
It looks
in terms of
so
visual,
good, dude.
it's the visual aspect of it. I want to experience that game, and I want to play it so very badly, so very badly.
So are you into like classic JRPG style games?
I haven't had like a ton of experience with it, but I enjoy uh this style of game. Like it's appealing to me. Like,
Did you play any
simple.
Chrono Cross or Chrono Trigger back in the day?
No,
No. Okay.
games are too old for me.
Yeah, I actually think you weren't born yet.
I was not. No,
100%.
actually, I was not born.
Yeah, because Chrono Cross is one of my favorite games of all time. Chrono Cross came out, I think, when I was like 5. Maybe not that young. Maybe 8, maybe 9, something like that. And Chrono Trigger came out well before that because that was an SNES game. But those are like really great examples of like what I've heard Sea of Stars is supposed to be like. And there's obviously been other games that have come out since then that are like pretty comparable to contrast. But I mentioned that because it makes me excited, because it's not often that your generation is interested in a JRPG like that.
I played a little bit of Octopath Traveler, and I
Okay.
enjoyed like my little time I did with that, because I like the visual aspects of like a JRPG in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like the little top down sprite 2D view. It appeals to me. There were very few that I've tried that like interested me, because like there's always some that just like throw like a shit ton of exposition at you, and I'm like, please skip through this dialogue scene, please, 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 please. Like let me get to what I need to do. Because some of these games are falling to that. Like, I don't need the world explained to me. Just tell me how to get from here to here, and we're good.
That's fair. That's fair.
You know,
Well,
but from what I've heard, Sea of Stars is like really good, and I want to just get that down.
well, I'll race you
Guess
to
I'll
it because I really want to
yeah
play that too. I don't
yeah.
know realistically if I will have the time for it because I don't know
Mhm.
how long that game is, but I suppose we'll
It's
see.
$40
Like
right now,
12.
actually.
It's on Game Pass, bro.
It's free on Game Pass.
It's on
Yeah,
Game
Yeah,
Pass.
and
Yeah.
it's like 12 hours. 10
12
to 12.
Oh wow, okay, a lot less
It's
of
not
command.
super long.
Chrono
It's
Cross
not
is like
super long.
fucking 35, man. Like that was an old
No,
ass game,
it's
dude.
like it's definitely a shorter RPG.
Okay.
Because I actually want to play Sea of Stars too, because it reminds me of some of the turn-based games I actually like.
hmm Okay. Well, yeah. We'll all race each other to it. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good time. Garrick, your number one 2023 backlog game. What do you got?
Marvel Spider-Man 2.
I cannot fucking believe you haven't finished that goddamn game yet. Holy
I haven't
shit,
finished it
Garrick.
yet, man.
Holy
I'm
shit,
actually
man.
It really upsets me, actually, quite a bit, dude. And it has been a time thing, mostly. Like the past weekend, I have obviously had times for game. I literally spent an entire fucking day playing Avatar and Return to Moria.
Mm.
But no, I have been really taking my time with this. And the thing is like I put it on my backlog because I got it when it released. It's been almost 2 months now, and I haven't finished it. And I know lifed the first game. Um, but I also am like playing this game currently. Like I'm still playing it, but I definitely haven't beaten it. But I'm also playing it in such a way that like when the credits roll, I will have 100% of the game.
Okay. Okay. So
I
you're
am
you're doing the stuff. Okay.
I'm doing everything.
Okay.
And
Okay.
like I do a bunch of side content, do a little bit of story. Bunch of side content, a little bit of story. And so like that's kind of where I'm at with it right now. And yeah, I this is one of the these are one of the few games I 100%. I feel like that it's really easy to 100% these sorts of games.
Yeah.
I'm just a completionist anyways. It's really hard to do these days, but I try. Literally, oh yeah, Shane literally just said that exact same shit. Like he's like that. I like to do that, but the same thing. Yeah, it's really hard to do this. But these games, I feel like I can achieve that. So it's just taking me a little longer than it did the other time. But the story has been fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
been so like I was just like, how are they gonna make it better than the first game? And then they like just tucked in so much shit with like characters and like cameos and like little Easter eggs and like the future of like this franchise and things they have set up in to come, dude.
Yeah.
Like and every like I didn't think I could like Venom more, but I but
Somehow,
I do.
dude. Somehow they made Venom fucking cooler in this game.
They
Like,
dude, and like I was like, even at first when I was just like, Venom's immune to fire. The fuck.
Yeah, right,
But like
right.
they established it early on as like a thing, so it was just like they made it. They made a point to be like, no, this is our Venom. He's a little different, and they made it work, dude. Because like that scene where like Venom comes out or among the like that flaming wreckage, I was like, yeah, that went hard as shit.
Yeah, I
And
know.
like I was like, he can be immune to fire. Fuck, I like that can be a new canon. I don't care, because like they made everything fit so well within the story. But no, dude, I just haven't rolled credits on it yet, and because I've been dilly dallying.
Well, if you're at that part, you're over the halfway mark. So if that helps any.
I have encountered certain screaming individuals, if you will.
Yes. Okay.
So that's where that was the last pivotal thing I did in the game.
Okay. You have like a quarter of the game left. Yeah. So
Yeah,
you're
I felt
almost
like
there.
that's where
You're
I was
almost
about
there.
there.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're getting there. God damn, that's a good game. I can't wait for you to finish that shit, dude. That's gonna be good, dude.
Is it going to be one of those games where I immediately text you when I finish it?
Oh yeah, dude. Because the ending goes fucking brazy. Honestly, like you're gonna enjoy that shit. You're gonna enjoy that shit. So my number one as to
Baldur's Gate 3.
maybe no surprise to anybody. I gotta get my horny on, bro. I need to play Baldur's Gate 3, dude. What the fuck am I doing?
I'm telling you.
What the fuck am I
None of you
doing,
guys
dude?
mentioned Baldur's Gate 3. I'm gonna be upset.
Spent half of my fucking childhood playing D&D, and I've yet to fucking play more Baldur's Gate 3.
Dude, when you start diving into that game, you're gonna start texting me, and you're gonna be like, "What the fuck? Like, this is crazy."
And here's
like,
the deal too, because Garrick and I have talked about potentially playing this game together.
Mhm.
I after doing a little bit of studying, I'm hearing that with co-op, your secondary person is kind of just playing as a extra person in your party. Like they don't really like determine a whole lot. Nothing really like changes a whole lot.
They can.
They can. Okay.
So the co-op works is that whoever starts the game, it's on your save.
It's on their save. Right.
Right. But
So the consequences of your co-op partner's actions are on your save.
Yes. So, but the thing is, like, you're also experiencing, like, you still get achievements for playing with co-op as well. So, like, your choices matter as much as the person's save choices matter, right? And you can't play, like, you can't continue the save, like, you can't continue someone else's save, if that makes sense. Like, it's on their save. So
there's a host. There's
because
a host.
like you can, if you start the game together, you can like set up a lobby, and then you can start character creation together, and basically your co-op partner will take one party slot. So if it's just you two, you can also get the NPC companions instead of 3. Right. So if
it's best to start it in co-op if you really want to do it.
Yes,
that way.
if you really want, because like if you hop in, you can take control of one of the NPC companions. That's how that works.
Right.
If you just hop into a middle of someone's save, which you can do.
My bigger concern is do the other people in the party have an actual impact to the story that the host is playing?
Yes, in a sense where you can start dialogue. You can literally start dialogue on your own. You can literally go talk to someone else while you are having a different conversation with another NPC. You can literally get quests from other NPCs while you're doing whatever the fuck all. You can literally start combat. One person can start combat, and someone's like way far away from the combat. He's not going to be involved. You can literally play at each other end of the map. If you're in the same, if you're in one act, yeah, you can literally play across from each other.
Because I worry about, like, let's say me and Garrick start up a game, right? And I host, for example, right?
Yeah.
I want Garrick to be able to fuck a character. You know what I mean? I want Garrick to be able to fuck an NPC if he wants to.
Yeah.
Is that possible? Can he also fuck NPCs? He can still romance. He can still complete quests.
I think the level of player freedom is the same.
Yes.
It's the same because, like, usually you gain, like, for the relationship thing, like with your companions, you get more, like, I think if they're in your party, so you can, like, actually, the way it works, you can actually just, like, split up, like, what companions connected to who.
Okay.
Which is like if you picked up one NPC, they're locked to you. And so, like, Garrett can't interact with that NPC if you're trying to, like, if you have them in your section of the party. And Garrett can get another NPC, and that's locked to him, right? As long as they're in their party. But if they're not and they're in camp, you can, both of you can interact with that NPC and, like, get dialogue and progress their, like, companion quests as well.
Because I heard that there's, like, a voting system for, like, dialogue choices having to do with the host.
It doesn't have to be. Okay. So when you're talking to someone, there's gonna, on the side of the screen, there's gonna be a little like ear icon. So Garrett can tune in to that conversation, and then he can just, like, vote and, like, hey, I suggest this dialogue choice. You don't have to take it, but I suggest this. But Garrett doesn't have to tune in. He can just, like, go on his willy way. Like you can just be stuck in dialogue, and Garrett can fuck off to do whatever he wants. Like go fucking trade, do other things.
Okay.
A
But
fucking
Okay.
NPC,
also,
if you will.
yeah. Also, there's a thing called private dialogue. So like you can turn that on to where like there's certain conversations where you can like like make it private so like other people in your co-op can't like come in and talk to you like
Okay, for
or
sure.
be or watch the conversation that's transpiring. But if you do participate in the conversation, I think the co-op people can see your dice rolls. If there is a dice roll in conversation, they can see that.
Okay.
And they can just
Okay.
like suggest, like it'll highlight like, and with their little icon they'll highlight like, yeah, I think you should do this, but you don't have to. It's not like you have to vote for it or anything, because whoever started the conversation, the dialogue, gets to choose ultimately.
Somebody just buy this game for me, so I can play it on PlayStation.
Like,
with
I know, man. Garrett, like, are you gonna fucking buy this game, man? Are you gonna fucking buy this game?
I probably will. Yeah.
Eventually.
When do you think you're gonna buy this game?
I'll wait to see what games I end up getting for Christmas, and then I'll probably pick
Oh
it
yeah.
up.
So after holiday.
Because
After
I
holiday.
think I know you said, Garrick, you don't like turn-based games, but I think the way they do turn-based in this game is it's really refreshing. In this,
Give
like
it a
is,
goal.
like
It-
I know you didn't like Divinity, but I think like they've changed it enough and like tweaked it enough to where it feels different from Divinity, and it's faster. It's definitely
The
way
faster
faster.
is a big deal. Divinity
Yeah,
slows
It,
shit.
it's faster.
it is faster, very much so. Like even just
With
like
co-op,
that.
I think it slows it down a little bit because you have to wait on Ernell to like make a move. But like, of course that's the kind of a drawback
That's
of like
just the
going
nature
co-op.
of the beast, right?
But
Yeah,
also too, like
so-
that, like having it like be in co-op just inherently kind of like makes it feel more fun, I would imagine, because like having
Yeah.
that interactivity of like, oh shit, like he just went here,
Yeah,
so
like,
now I'm
like
gonna have to go
set
over
me up
here.
here, buff me on the next turn. When you get
Right, and like and then it feels a little bit more like an actual tabletop
Yeah, because
RPG
you
experience.
roll like
experience.
they just like roll initiative for everybody like in the beginning. Like you don't see the rolls, but they'll just like it's in the background. They'll roll for everyone's initiative like initially as combat starts. So like you be in a random order every time. So like you could even be in the same like running order with Garrick. So like you guys are doing your moves at the same time, or and like you're watching the enemy move like all at once as well.
Oh,
Um,
sure.
Okay.
so it's stuff like that. Or
Garrick,
you can
buy
set
this
up
game.
to where it's like, yeah, you can like fucking put this shit down and then
Garrick, buy this game. You know
initiate
what I mean?
combat.
Buy this game so you can play it.
I'll get to it. I'll get to it.
Yeah, because if you don't by January, then I'm gonna have to do it on my own. And I don't like I want to, but like I don't want to. You know what I mean? If we're gonna make the commitment, I'm willing to commit to you for Baldur's Gate 3. I'm willing to commit to you, okay?
Schedule time for me, huh? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because I'd like to have a
He knows how to
D&D.
sweet talk me.
I'd like to have a D&D experience again in my adulthood. That would be nice. That would be a nice thing to have in my 33 years of age.
Look, all I know is I have Christmas bonuses coming. Okay, maybe I'll get it early.
I'll take it.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll take it, my friend. Well, boys, thank you guys for filling us in on our backlogs for this year. There are a fucking lot of games. A lot of games that we
Did
still need
DJ
to
do
play.
his number one?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did. Sea Stars.
Sea Stars?
Oh, see, oh, I thought that was your number two.
No, that was number
No, that was
one.
my number one.
No, 2 was Dredge.
Yeah, because I went
Oh,
first.
the Dredge
I did-
conversation was just a little funny, so I think I got lost a little bit in
Yeah,
that
Yeah,
one.
no worries,
Yeah,
no
a little
worries.
bit. Yeah. Yeah, because
But, okay,
I
that's fair.
went on a tangent after Dread.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we all had good games then. I
Lot of
wonder what
good games.
Devin's backlog is looking like.
You know, he was talking about doing a ride-in, but of course he forgot. So he went to work instead. What a fucking nerd, you know what I mean? But speaking of being
funny.
a fucking nerd, our schedule for the rest of this week, on Thursday, we have another Shipwreck show live recording for you guys, where if you are in our Discord and you are a Twitch subscriber, you can write into our Shipwreck submissions channel in our Discord, ask us anything you want, and we will potentially answer your question live on the Shipwreck show this Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Do not miss that. And then Friday, we actually are not going to be doing any gameplay content on Friday. My band will be playing a show. Devin will be working. Pretty much everyone besides DJ is busy on Friday.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So we all got shit going on. It's the holiday season, guys. Please bear with us here. Me and Cardboard King, seeing Salem, baby. Let's fucking go. It's gonna be a good time, dude. It's gonna be fun. So yeah, please hang tight because on Saturday we have another Good Kraken podcast. We're gonna start talking about our number ones for the fucking year, including starting with this juicy. Saturday, our movies of the year. We're going to be given our top 3 movies of 2023.
Juicy year. Juicy year, dude.
It's going to be a fun conversation. Do not miss that. And that's not on the schedule technically, but next Tuesday, we're going to be doing the exact same thing for video games.
Hell yeah.
Let's
fucking
go.
Yeah, bud.
Guys, please let us know what your 2023 backlog looks like. Let us know why you want to fuck somebody in Baldur's Gate 3. And let us know why DJ is a fucking fool for not playing Before Your Eyes yet.
It's been installed for like a whole year.
You can literally play it tonight.
It's an hour. It's an hour.
You just woke up. You're not even tired. You can literally do it tonight.
I'm about to sleep right now.
Will he sleep? We don't know, because this has been the Good Kraken podcast, your choice for all the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you wanted to hear. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 12 p.m. right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show. If you enjoy the show, you can head on over to our Discord channel where you can submit questions and topics, get exclusive post-show content, and soon have early access to episodes before they go live on podcast and video services across the digital sea. You can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken with an exclamation mark and leaving a review there. We have to go, everybody. But until next time, my friends, play Before Your Eyes.
Play games. Finish the games.
Finish your games. Finish your fucking games. I'm never going to play Guardians of the Galaxy, dude. I'm never going to play that game.
Never happening. It's never happening.
Fuck you, Devin. Fuck you, Devin.
It's going to still be in the fucking surround, the fucking wrap, dude. It's still in
I think it still is, dude. I think it's... Hold on. What?
Is it still in the plastic, bro?
It fucking is. Hold on.
No way.
That's wild.
No way.
You can't unwrap it now on principle.
No, it's open. It's out of the plastic.
It's out of the plastic. I was gonna be like, dude, if that's not unwrapped, you can't do it now.
I did.
On principle.
Jags right. I unwrapped it live because Devin made me unwrap it live.
Oh yeah.
Because you hadn't unwrapped it.
Because he thought that was gonna compel me to.
No, it's still closed. It's still in there. It's not even been inserted.
I'm never gonna finish this game. Anyways, bye guys. Love you.
Bye.